All right, let's go.
All right, and we're kicking off. Away we go. All of our fathoms jumping in. Great to see you guys. Hey, Manolo, a new background today. No longer on the beach. Great to see you. Hey, Peter. Kylie's in the house.
Where's the beach, bro? Come on, man. Oh
Kyle
no,
too.
Manolo's gone all AI, dude. He's in the chips.
Nice,
What's
man.
up,
Nice,
Mr.
nice,
Kyle?
nice.
How you doing? Kylie, how are you? Long time no see. In
Actually, I still
fact, I
can't
still
see
Yeah, I
Kylie.
know. There's no C. I can't. My camera's gone bung. I don't know where I am. I'll find it later.
It's
I'm here
nice to
though.
not. It's nice to not see you though, Kylie.
I think okay. Well, I think
You
okay.
doing all right? What's been happening in your world since we caught up?
Nothing much. No.
Oh, come
That doesn't
on,
sound
nothing
like
much.
you.
That's exactly. Come on, give us the Gus. What's been happening?
No,
How's business?
just plodding away. Just plodding away.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Day, no problem. If we're here, we can help. Please let us know. Daya's in the house. Hey,
Yay!
Daya.
Day is in
Hey,
the house. Amazing. So good to have you
Hello.
here.
how you
Hello. How
doing?
are you?
Doing
Hey,
good.
tell us about your event that's coming up in next year. How many events do you have coming up?
We are planning two events, one around February and the other one would be around August or September.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Amazing. And what's the kind of wraparound theme of those ones, Dave?
The proposed theme is so something like a SaaSpreneur as well, and then the other one would be something like the Philippine version of um the one in Dallas.
Okay, like a full-on GHL conference.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'll be there.
Nice.
Being at the GHL conference was like seeing all my Facebook in real life. It's
Yeah.
literally
Yes.
all the people from my Facebook were there. I'm like, hey, and you know everybody's stories because we see it all day every day. So pretty cool.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Actually, it's a great question. Do you guys enjoy in-person events? We've put on a couple of those big summits that we've got some more coming up next year as well. Like, what's your preferred kind of connection method? Do you like the in-person stuff? Do you like the Zoom stuff? Um, what do you guys what do you guys like in terms of your business growth and connections? Do you get a lot out of it? We had some people saying Dallas was the best event ever, other people saying it was too much to take in, other people saying we didn't even know where to start. It was a bit of a mixture between overwhelm and amazement, I think, from Dallas. But what do you guys think? Are you more into in-person events? Do you like your online events? What's your thoughts, guys? Give us a bit of feedback. This is a open Q&A session for us today. So we have no agenda. We have only your agenda. We'd love to walk through some different challenges that people are having, help you guys overcome obstacles if they are in your way, talk about what's working, solve issues if they're not. So, hey, Nigel, good to see you. Clay, great to have you with us as well. So, guys, feel free to either raise your hand, use the bar down the bottom to do the raise hand if you've got a question you'd like to bounce back and forth to us, or we can go there. Actually, Johan, I was going to speak to you if nobody wants to come up with a question. There's two schools of thoughts as we come into the end of the year, right? The end of the year is typically, all right, everybody, let's just chill and recoup and do all that kind of stuff. But for entrepreneurs, that sucks because it means that the revenue stops coming in.
Yep,
Um,
man.
so I'd love to invite a conversation with you guys and Johan. I know we've talked about this before about treating the next kind of 6 weeks into the second week of January as a way of preparing with your clients. So getting them to tool up, getting them to skill up, getting them to strategy up, and getting all of that in place so that you can maximize some revenue into December, get some consulting fees in there so you can get those plans in place and make sure that they've got all the tools they need to launch, according to those strategies in January. So Johan, you and I have talked about that before, the
For sure.
Christmas decline.
The Christmas and January lull. So for those of you who are not in Australia, we shut down on the 15th of December and we only restart probably about the 20th of Jan. So when you're in business, that really, really sucks. It's
Alert
much.
reminder. Are you sure you want to
Cool.
permanently erase the items in the trash?
Is
That's
that
just me,
Nigel?
Nigel.
Yeah,
he's
had to
he's
mute you there,
he's
buddy.
clear. He's clearing the trash can. It's all good. So yeah, December and January are usually slow months for cash flow because people are not making decisions in December. They're saying, "Hey, let me finish the year out, and I'll make those decisions in Jan."
Mm.
And that generally sucks. If you're in Australia, in America, it's different though. I believe that they don't really celebrate Christmas the way we do. They have maybe a week off, and then they just power through. Isn't that right, Mr. Clay?
That is true.
So
And
you guys, it's game on
Thanksgiving.
season for you guys.
Well, some of my best deals I closed back in the past is I called on those decision makers because they tend to be in the office still working, working, working. So, you really do catch them during the time when you think everybody's slowing down. The decision makers are right there in the office banging it out.
That's a really good thought. Like the people we work with are entrepreneurs, right? So
Right.
they are the ones that, yeah,
They don't turn
they
off.
they don't turn off. They probably relish in the fact that they've got a little bit of a quieter couple of months ahead and get into the work themselves. It's a great thought, Clay. How
Well,
did you,
one thing oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
go
I'm
for it.
sorry.
No, you go, man. You go. I'm here for you.
One thing I had from my BNI, I had a one-to-one yesterday with a CPA because they know the small to mid-sized businesses or businesses that have the marketing dollars to spend before the end of the year.
Hmm.
So when I shared with her yesterday about, what my plans are, the bounce back, she was excited because she knows plenty of businesses that would need our services and that
That's
have money to
great.
spend.
Fantastic. So how can you
So
do a deal with her then, Clay? Like, and this is something that I'd love to encourage a bit of a conversation about as well. Guys, don't forget that you have the opportunity to generate affiliates with all of the platforms that you have. White label suite, obviously in your own brand, high level in your own brand, a consulting, anything that you have available for sale, you can also create affiliate income as a result of that. So getting together with people like that CPA, Clay, and
but
organizing a partnership with them.
right, that's what she spoke about, forming an alliance, because she doesn't really like it gets messy, if you're doing ongoing residuals or things like that. So she thought about maybe there's a package to where I can handle the front end and help the businesses that way, and she handles the books in the back end. So maybe we do a package like that.
That's
So it's
cool. Yeah, that works. What do you mean?
yeah.
What do you mean messy on the residuals? We pay residual commissions on our JVs on our affiliates all the time through high level. Is that something that you've not seen set up before, or?
I've never seen it set up, but I know that part works. But from what she was telling me, as far as bookkeeping and everything, for some
Right.
people that becomes another income stream, and then depending on which tax bracket, it tends to get messy that way.
Oh, I see. Right. Anytime taxes are mentioned, it's messy in every country in every language. So I get that completely. Um, we always kind of take the path of we'll provide you the income and you sort out the taxes. But I guess it's easy to set those affiliate deals up, guys. So let's start with that. Like you can go into high level, you can go to the marketing link, you can go to affiliates, you can create a campaign, you can sell, and you can give your affiliates links that they can promote your services. So relationships like that, Clay, where your connection, your network has said, "Wow, this is something really cool." You can just say, "Great, here's a referral link, and thanks very much, and we'll make sure that we send you a check every month."
I actually joined GoHighLevel's affiliate last week because I saw JB here in Orlando.
Yeah,
So my friend, instead of being a client, he signed under my affiliate link. So, I thought
that's
about what you
perfect.
guys said. Yeah.
That's
So
perfect.
it's so
Amazing.
much easier. I was going to say it's so much easier when you do that because now they don't come to you for support, Clay. Your friends aren't hitting you up saying, "Hey, Clay, can you show me how to do an SMS campaign? How do I do automations?" They can go straight to GHL. You're making 40% comms on it. It's just so much easier. They've got the infrastructure set up. It doesn't tie your hands. So that play
Right.
is really, really good.
So
Mm.
let
Uh,
me ask you a question because I know you guys have an affiliate link, and we had a Go High Level here in Orlando, and there's about maybe 70 people in there.
Mhm.
And nobody heard of White Label Suite. And I just
Yeah.
sat there and grinned. I grinned.
Dude, you should have pulled out the laptop and done a 7-minute demo, and then you would have had a whole heap of other people going, "How do I sign up to this, Clay?" And then we will send you commissions.
That's
Well,
true. Exactly.
they're looking for a point person in Orlando, so I'm kind of talking to JB a little bit. Plus, with this little keychain here that Kyla put together, being able to reach people as far as having them go to the affiliate link or something like that. I should have thought about that before.
What's that keychain? Is it like an NFC thing where you tag it?
Yes, this is an NFC tag, so I ordered them from Amazon.
Yep.
So my goal is when I'm networking, what you do is you instead of a business card, you take a selfie with them.
Yep.
And once you take a selfie with them, they get an automatic text with your QR code. Hey, nice to meet you. It's Clay with the picture. Now,
That's cool.
meanwhile, that picture goes into a sub account that you have with all of their information already. So whether it's a new lead or if it's a new, like a new connection, you have all of their information right there.
That's great. That's
So
really
instead
great.
of carrying this biscuit around and coming home and doing nothing with it and putting in a circular file,
That's
That's
great.
awesome.
and if
Man,
somebody wants,
I needed that at the conference. So I have probably about 500 selfies with people, and now I've got to go and figure out who they are.
exactly. So, even that, or, sell that as a foot in the door, $47.
That's a great one. That's absolutely a great one. I'm always thinking next level as well. I would think so bring that person into a sub account, send that detail across to White Label Suite and get an enrichment going on. Create a little AI assistant that recommends 3 leads for them. Say, hey, John, nice to meet you. I've done a little bit of research. My AI program found these 3 potential leads. Are they the kind of people you'd like to work with? And then that's your open question to upsell them into the leads program.
Boom. Boom.
So we did that exact automation for one of our clients here in Australia. So what he wanted to do was take an inbound inquiry and let the AI suggest a couple of markets that they could go into, and actually send them in an email and use that as the introduction. So, hey John, nice to meet you. Our AI has done a little bit of research and came back with these kind of clients. If you'd like to find more of them, let's jump on a call. So we set up the AI assistant to literally reply back with simply that. Give us 3 potential leads for this customer, and reply back with their name, their address, and the reason why they would be a good referral. And I'm just seeing if I've got it. If I've got it here in my system, I can show you the actual prompt itself. But what a brilliant way to go! That gives you the in. It gives you the right play. Here we go. This is the prompt. Let me share my screen and you guys can see it. And I'll happily copy and paste it and put it in the chat in 1 second. So this is the prompt that we set up for this client, and so that he was able to do exactly what I'm talking about. Meet somebody, goes in, automatically enriches them, and comes back with some client suggestions. And as an agency, what a brilliant way to break the ice with a client, right? So please provide a list of 3 to 5 recommended customers, looking at their specific website and connected about us page, and another single level deep linked pages and LinkedIn profile if available. Understand what the company does, think about who would be the ideal clients for this business, and make sure each individual record in the response is presented with a dot. Respond only with the companies you would suggest, list their business name, their website, their email address, and their phone number, and their connected social media account, and 1 sentence as to why they would be ideal customers for this business. Do not include any false information or records. Each business that is included in your reply must be able to be verified by an independent web search for that business and its URL. So that is the prompt that we created. Let me just drop that into the chat so you guys can madly copy and paste that into your own system. But then let's have a look at the results of that. So we come up to a search, and we've just had Clay meet somebody with his NFC key tag, and they've got a message, and in the background this is happening. So let me just grab a list that I've got here. So cool, we just met these guys. We found out, their email address has brought up their business name or that kind of stuff. And now we can, I think it was in the custom, not 100% sure. Company client suggest, that's the one. So now it just runs that prompt and says, okay, based on meeting you, these are a few clients that our AI suggested would be a good fit. and we can drop that in. Kyle, great question about the library. Let's set that up in just a second, but just let this run for a moment. And of course, being on Zoom and demonstrating, it's running very slow. But the key, we tweaked it for our client here, but we tweaked it to come back with those 3 recommendations, the reasons why, and just included that in the email body. So here we go. It's come back with a couple of different recommendations here. It's got their social media accounts. Their library is a central community hub. This would be a great reason why. This would be a great reason why. This would be a great reason why. So this just gave a really nice introductory sentence. And of course, you can tweak that AI assistant however you want to. But what a cool way to go from a networking nice to meet you to immediately delivering value to starting a conversation about, this is what we do. This is what our AI system does. We can plug this into your pipeline all day. How many leads do you want? And yeah, anyway, just thought that was geeking out and something cool.
That's awesome. Mr. David Savage has asked a great question about what makes us better than Apollo.
Yeah, great question. And I think about the pricing points and that kind of stuff as well. Did you want to cover that, mate, or do you want me to just dive straight into pricing?
Go for it.
Yeah. So as Kyle said, better data and one search costs 19 credits. So that's 100% what I go with when I go across to Apollo. So Apollo always comes up because they really are a market leader in our space. So if I grab their URL, give me one sec. I always do this with a client. So the client, or the prospective client, right? The prospective client says to me, "Oh, how are you guys different from Apollo?" And I'll say, "Let's go and have a look." And we start to look at the different data. And I have a spiel that I always say, which I'll give you guys in just a second. But when I come up against the pricing question, I always get something like, yeah, but Apollo gives you 10,000 credits for $99 and you guys only give 1,000. We're like, yeah, that's actually true. Let's go and have a look at what that really means. So we come in here and say, okay, yet 30,000 credits for 49 or 48,000 credits for 79. And then we come down and we actually see, okay, what are the credits? What do they actually cover? I'm just trying to remember where I see that. I think it's in the FAQs. FAQs, API. I think it's FAQs. There we go. What are Apollo credits? So come down and have a look at this one. And this is what I always say to people. Accessing an email costs 1 credit. We do that. 8 credits for a phone number. Hang on a second. We have those included. Data enrichment uses up to 9 credits per record. A power up run uses another credit. So you're up to 19 credits for a single record, and you don't have the flexible AI tools that we have internally. So this is the spiel that I always go to when it comes to comparing with Apollo or Smart Leads or Clay or Lucia or any of those guys that are out there. This is my spiel. So what I say, you guys can timestamp the recording so you can pick it up later. What I say is this: all of the data across all of these platforms is the same, right? It's not necessarily that we get it from the same place, although a lot of us do, because there's only a few real data suppliers that we have relationships with and licenses with. So, but what I mean by the fact that it's all the same is if we look at that particular business over there, we've got one on the screen right here, this dental practice, they only have one business name. They only have one website address. They only have one physical address. They only have one phone number. It doesn't matter where you get that data from, it's the same. That business has an address, a phone number, a list of people that work there, a reputation, a social media profile. The information is all the same. The difference is, what can you do with it after you gather that information? Because I could go to Google and I could gather that information. But it's what I can do with it after that that makes this program a lot more powerful. Because I can do things like let AI summarize, and I do this while I'm talking to them. I'll say I can let AI deep dive and research and find out all about this business with a single click. I can use that AI powered summary to now write hyper personalized connection messages to that business. I can use that same AI, so there's the research, right? I can use that same AI to suggest similar companies, competitor companies, suppliers. I can write DMs. I can use this to create those hyper personalized messages. And I can get the AI to do things that I find impressive, but that are not relevant to anybody else. And a great example is one that we did for a client, just a few moments ago with that lead suggestion. But here's one that we did for a client 2 weeks ago on a people search. Let me find my people, and it was this one, authors. Actually, I think it was this one. Yeah. So I did a people search, and I found people that had published books, right? And then I wrote a specific customized prompt that was designed to find out if they had written a book, how many books they'd written, what was the URL of the book, and does the book have any reviews? Now, if I was selling that, okay, I haven't got I've got random people here on my list now that I've just added stupid data to, but let's keep going and find my authors. Come down to my authors. This is why I should keep it clean. But if I was selling a program that analyzed the book URL and found the book reviews, how many of you guys would want to buy that? Not many, because I'm not in books and review management. But for this client, it was really important. So the data is the same for everyone from every platform. The difference is being able to tell the program what I want and use this program to specifically bring back that key piece of information that's unique to me and my business that helps me expand. And here's this person's book. That's the title of their book. That's the Amazon page of their book. And currently they have 0 reviews, right? Now, there's no software on the planet that comes out of the box ready to analyze for authors. And then I would switch back to the client and I would say, so my question to you is, no matter where we get the data from, what do you want to do with it? Because that's the difference with working with us. We can customize this program so that it's unique to you, so that it makes your sales outreach perfect, so that it does what you need to do. So when you are talking to a client, you've got all of that information in front of you. So whenever I'm comparing against platforms, the data's all the same. Really, the data's the same. And in terms of costs, you might be pennies different, right? But in terms of power, having the flexibility gives you all of that in the world. So you could say to somebody, look, go to Apollo, you're going to spend $50 and you're going to get names and email addresses. Great. Come with us, you might spend $100, but we get your names, email addresses, social profiles, all the client data, we'll get you deep research, we'll get you personalized emails written, and you need to uniquely find out what books they've written and how we can bring that back in. Sure, done, let us set it up for you. So David, I guess the question is, in terms of packaging and the pricing, you don't want to be so far outside of the margin that there's no commercial viability to it. But so long as you're pricing it so that it's profitable for you, the most important thing to remember is that it's delivering value to the client. I was chatting to a client the other day, and he was talking to me about cost of the data at some point. And I said to him, what's an average deal worth to you? And he said, oh, usually somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. And I said, so a deal is worth 5 to 10 grand, and you're telling me that you're struggling with a 72-cent charge per lead. And he went, yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter.
Hey,
David, does that help?
That's awesome. David, yep, awesome. So Kylie put over there, she'd love the prompt because she works with authors. Kylie,
cool.
So I'm gonna share a quick little story. We had a gentleman over here so I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and in Melbourne we had 9 months of lockdown. Yay! We need to catch up for coffee. I can see you doing that. So he got 9 months of lockdown. We couldn't go anywhere. So the dude bought an RV and he just started driving around Australia. And then he called me up. He's like, mate, I got to tell you, I love White Label Suite. I'm like, great. Tell me why. He goes, he's driving to every city. And 2 weeks before he gets to the city, he'll send out an email to authors, speakers, management consultants, people who want to be on, more prolific in their media. And he'll invite them to dinner. And at dinner, he'll say, hey, I'm going to be in Sydney. We're going to be at this restaurant. You're going to meet like-minded people. Everybody pay for your own dinners. This is who I'm inviting. And he'll list who he's inviting. And then they come to the dinner. And at the dinner, he says, hey, by the way, and it goes around, hey, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? He says, I publish books. And what I do is I get amazing speakers, amazing leaders to be in each book. And so from each to be part of his book, which he then promotes, and he's got a big Facebook following and gets you all the Amazon reviews and all that kind of stuff. It's $2,000 for a chapter to be in a book. Now, most of those people, they want some publicity. They want to be, hey, I'm in a book. And so he'd go to every city, be collecting 10 authors at $2,000 a pop, 20 grand. Of course, he delivers. And he just keeps going from city to city to city, collecting 20,000 and traveling Australia and having a great time. So that's his little story there of how he used White Label Suite. But yeah, that's how he works with the authors. What do you do with the authors, Kylie?
I've got an AI assisted book generator.
Nice.
So what I want is I want speakers, and I set up an affiliate program as well. So I only started with GoHighLevel a little while ago. So I'm just working with a VA putting it all together. So it's just about to launch. And I've got a developer who's done the book generator for me. So I thought I'd target speakers, particularly speaking coaches, offer them a heavily discounted one book that they could have generated, which they can use then in their own coaching programs, and then get them to on-sell it and be the affiliate for me for their own coaching students.
That's awesome. How much does it cost?
Pardon?
How much does it cost?
In Australian dollars, it's just under $1,000 for the first tier, but I have got a whole lot of bots as well. So it's onboarded through a bot system. So it's pretty much all automated. That's my plan.
Brilliant.
It's taken months.
No doubt. But as Hormozi says, right, if you're going to build a cash producing machine, you can't expect it to be easy or cheap.
Not at all. Not at all. And, just when I think we've plugged all the holes, we go back and test again, and damn, there's some more. So it's frustrating. We're supposed to be launched in October, and now it gets pushed back. But anyway.
It's still coming, though. Like, you can see the value.
It is still coming.
Yeah, you can see the value of it, Kylie.
Hey, Kylie, reach out to me because I'm going to introduce you to a whole network of probably about 400 speakers. So just hit me up. I'll add you to the WhatsApp group. We catch up all the time, and they could use that because most people pay between $5,000 and $10,000 for a book. So,
that's right. And these are AI assisted, but there is a human element. You have to go in and do the editing afterwards so that it becomes actually your book.
Yep. Well done.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thanks.
So guys, while I'm on sharing war stories, I'll tell you another one, which I said, I told somebody the other day and they're like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And I'd forgotten about it. So this is probably about 4 years old now, this story. So 4 years ago, these guys came to us and they run events. And they'd run an event. The event would be free, and they'd get people coming, but they'd get 50% of the people who registered to come. These are live in-person events. And so people would come and 50% of the audience would show up, and it would take them about 3 months to recoup their investment in that event. And the amount of time, energy, and effort, I asked them, what are you looking to make? And they go about 20,000 over 3 months. I went, wow, okay, cool. How can we fix this? So we did the same thing that, leading on from the authors thing. It's like, hey, let's help you restructure the business. So they used White Label Suite to find amazing authors, amazing speakers who wanted to share their message. They would create a theme for the event. In this day and age, I'd run an event called the AI Mastery, 1-day workshop. And then they'd find all the people who speak on that. And then they'd invite them. Hey, do you want to come speak? We're putting together 200 business owners in the room. The business owners are going to be qualified. They're going to be doing a minimum of $2 million. How do you do that? You use the people search, you do the filters, and you pick all the people who make more than $2 million. So that's the criteria. So now they've got an audience. So now they're going to the speakers and saying, we're going to fill a room with 200 people. The cost to play is you get to speak on stage. We're going to build you a sizzle reel. We're going to build you the social media collateral, all this kind of stuff. And so now, David, I'll get to you as soon as I finish the story. So now they have the speaker, a great package for the speakers. They would sell that for $2,000 a pop. 10 speakers, $2,000. That's now they have their $20,000. Then they would get the speakers to make a little clip and turn that into a sizzle reel. They'd take that sizzle reel and send it to the ideal audience, saying, "Hey, we're running an event. It's the AI masterclass. This is who's coming. This is what they're going to be speaking on. Here's all their topics," and then send them that video. Now people watch and they buy. The tickets were $500. And I think they sold about 200 of those tickets. So 200 times five is how much? 500? It's 100 grand. Yeah. So they've now made 100 grand, 120 we're up to. Now they've got the speakers, they have the audience. They take that and they go to the sponsors and go, "Hey, here's our sponsorship packages. Here's our secured audience already. 15, 20, $30,000 packages for the different sponsors." So they were pulling out about $200,000 from each event just by doing this strategy. And then they could rinse and repeat it because it's all fully templatized. And now they can run as many of those as they want. So again, just wanted to share with you nice little war stories of the different ways that people use white label suite. And it's always amazing to see how they do it.
Yeah, I love it. Some of the use cases, it's just like, wow, I didn't even think of that. Like there's so many clever ways that you can use that data. Actually, yeah, so let's jump across to David, who's got a question, and then we'll jump across. David, how are we doing?
Yeah, great. Just a quick question. I got a potential client. I'm trying to convince them to not renew their ZoomInfo subscription. But one of the
25.
things they really like is the company search where they can find specific technology.
Mm.
And I haven't really dug into that. I'm assuming we can do that, but I just wanted to
Yeah,
see if you guys
absolutely.
could walk us through that quick.
And again, that's a great pointer to. There's only a few data providers really, so it's probably a pretty clear indicator that we buy the data from the same place. So just come across to company search and your technology is right here. So for example, we might say, okay, I'm looking for, I don't know, I'm looking for construction-based companies that are currently running on WordPress, as an example. So cool, let's go WordPress and let's pop in a location if we want to. But that technologies is right there, David. So being able to bring that back across. So cool. Now we start to bring that information in, and we can use. I think there's a whole bunch of different searches there. But if you're thinking of a technology, you might be saying to yourself, okay, I'm looking for Shopify or something like that. So we go plenty of options there, but Shopify is in our list somewhere, if I can spell. That technology is here in our company search environment. So hopefully that helps you win the client. And one of the best sales against ZoomInfo is, yeah, just get them in and get them to see the data. Ask them what they use it for and show them how you can automate it. Love ZoomInfo. They were kind of an industry leader in the scheme of things. Yeah, I'm just thrilled that we can do a lot more than they can right now as well. So one of the cool thing with you've got the ability to get that technologies which brings you level to ZoomInfo. They've also got that kind of people search the same way that we do, but this one here, the intent and the influences are massive wins over and above Zoom. So being able to come in and search Instagram, search a YouTube channel, and find additional people that have got even more reach is definitely a win in our favor against that player.
Great.
Fantastic.
And if there's a specific technology that they don't list on there, could we generate that with like an AI search as well and augment that a little bit or not?
Yeah, I would think so. If you've got an example, we can give it a try. But if there are technologies that they're looking for that we don't have, please let us know. We'll go back to our data suppliers and see what else we can dig through.
Yeah, I'll look it up. They're trying to target like logistics company, and then they have specific software that they want those logistic companies to be using. So I don't have it off the top of my head, but I'll fire that off to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think. In fact, I could probably be old-fashioned and Google, and I'm just Googling for. Let's go on Google if I can get a browser coming up. Logistics software. Logistics.
You can kill the Apollo while you're there. No need for free advertising.
You want me to kill the Apollo, don't you?
Get rid of that crap.
Yeah, exactly. So trans virtual came up as a big one. Um, what's the best software for logistics? SAP, NetSuite, BlueJ, yeah, of course. So if we, yeah,
So
go for it, mate.
while Walt's doing that, guys, if we can use the next 25 minutes to talk about how can we help you win clients, what would we
Mm,
do in certain situations? So if you've got
mm.
any ideas of or any help that you need, just like David just asked, hey guys, I've got this client, how can I win them over? This is what we do all day, every day. So feel free to ask. Back to you, Mr. Walt.
Yeah, just like so SAP came up in that search, and yes, SAP is listed here. NetSuite is another one. So let's just see if we've got a NetSuite filter here. NetSuite is there. NetSuite ERP is there. So David, there's any of the logistics software that I'm seeing, I can find it with our thing. So Trimble, I don't know, that one seems fairly unique, but let me just see if I can find it. So I would say that we have a lot of that data available. Yeah, Trimble's there as well, David. So any logistics software that we were able to find on a Google search is available here in our filters. So you'll be pretty sweet, I think, and just show them what we do have. And they're currently paying $20,000 a year for ZoomInfo on a 3-year
Yeah, it's
contract.
ridiculously priced. So it's,
So
yeah,
they'll be more than willing to pay you 10. And
that's what I'm hoping.
yeah, beautiful. Love that. Super
And
cool.
you can do so much more. Hey, Clay, seeing this
Thank you.
technologies button over here, it's given me an idea. Hey, just go find all the people who are running WordPress and then send them your GHL link. And be like, hey, do you want to switch to a 30-day trial of GoHighLevel? It's way better if you want me to jump on and show you how to use it.
Yeah,
This is what.
absolutely. If you're tired of WordPress updates and theme conflicts and plugin conflicts, let me know. I'll import your site for you and get it all sorted. Yeah, definitely.
That's true.
Um,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you go, Clay. Go, man. Go. Absolutely.
No, I've been thinking about the context of where, like, the thing you launched last week was just
Mm,
sick.
yeah.
I called you a mad scientist yesterday in my BNI visitor
I
thing,
love
and
that.
I kind of,
I
I kind of
appreciate you,
just,
man. Thank you. I wear that badge proudly.
yeah, I said it. I was like, my guys in Australia are mad scientists. They was like, oh yeah, yes they are, and I was like, yes,
Yeah. I love it. I
in
love
the
that.
best way. So utilizing something like that, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it as far as an offer,
Mm.
because I know you said, before we did the 20 free leads and everything. Now it's just like, hey, let me put a pixel on your website and, get 20 free leads that way. And if you want more, then we can talk about it.
Yeah,
Correct?
definitely. Yeah.
So
So,
Clay, what I'd do is I'd go into that technology section, find all the ones that are running Shopify,
Mm.
because Shopify means e-commerce, means they're spending money on ads, and then say find those people, and then say, hey, can we do a little test? Can I put a pixel on your page and show you the data that you can convert? Right now, you're converting 3 to 5% of your traffic. I want to show you how we can convert more. Add this pixel, and then you're going to get more resolutions. That automatically then feeds into the bot.
okay, you read my mind, mad scientist stuff.
There you go.
Because no, I
I
was
love
just
it.
trying to think of what industries to, go after, something that would be, you know, um, in their favor. Because I know, Cyber Monday's coming up, Black, Black Friday's coming up, the holidays and everything, and who would immediately see this and start drooling?
Man, so when I started my agency, the first thing I used to do was I'd go on Facebook, and anybody who's advertising,
Mhm.
I'd contact them. I'd be like, "Hey, you're advertising. You obviously need more clients. Can I help you get more clients? How are you going to do that? Let's go direct mail. Let's do all these. Direct, what are you talking about?" And so yeah, that's so anybody who's advertising for Cyber Monday, Black Friday, make your little to-do list and go, "Dude, I know you've got amazing deals. How can I take that deal and put it in front of this audience?" And they're like,
Right.
"You can do that." And now you can use that as an affiliate play if you like. So
That too. Yes. Okay.
again, there's so many different ways to skin a cat. And when you have technology like this that can literally do anything, and at the end of the day, Walt and I were having this conversation. We said, what are we selling? Are we selling leads? No, we're not selling leads. We're actually selling conversations.
That's it.
Conversations is what, can I start 100 conversations for you this month?
Wow.
That's powerful.
That
So
it's the most powerful. Like Johan and I have been geeking out over this all week. It's like, um, I think I mentioned to you guys last week, we regularly sit down and say to ourselves, okay, drop us in a city and tell us to go to work. How would we use our tool to sell look around you, coffee cup, right? How would you do it? Like, let's just go through some scenarios. And one of the things we said during this week, and again, we've been geeking out about this all week, is that you can put a pixel on a page, right? And you get that name and email address come through, and it is mad scientist stuff. It's like, whoa, that's freaky, right? And everybody's going to ask you, is that legal? And you're going to go, yep, that's actually compliance and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's a brilliant thing. But this is the other thing that we said, and I really want you guys to notice this, yeah? So if you expect somebody to put $10,000 in your pocket, and you think that by putting a pixel on a page, sending them back an SMS or an email, that you're going to be able to just get them to pull out their wallet and put $10,000 down, I think you're kidding yourself, because there's a massive trust deficit. And what we've said, and again, we've been geeking out about this all week, is that trust creates deals, right? First, you need trust. Trust turns into business. So if you can put a pixel on a page, amazing. But what you really need to do is start a conversation with that person, right? If you're buying, yeah, I held up a coffee cup before. If you're buying a coffee cup, you'll search, you'll find a couple of suppliers, you'll see one that's got a great deal, you like the color, you push go, an e-commerce transaction, you go, no troubles at all. But if you've got anything over about $500, anything over that kind of level, it's not an impulse buy. It's not just see an ad, click a button, unless you've researched and you've gone through a lot of process to get to that buy point. And all of the clients that we deal with, you guys, when we're talking to small business owners, we're selling agency services to accounting firms, or we've got commercial real estate agents who are signing up $1,000 a week rental properties and that kind of stuff. These kinds of deals happen with conversations. And that's what you're selling with this tool. Being able to go into a business and say, just as we're sitting here right now, what I'd love to do for you, and this is about packaging it, Clay, what I'd love for you to be able to do is create 20 to 30 ideal conversations for you in the next 30 days. And if you're sitting across from a CEO and you could say to them, if I could create 20 to 30 conversations with your ideal clients, would that move the needle in your business? Right? It's not about, running the AI or doing any of that kind of stuff. It's about selling conversations and creating business as a result. I know that if I can drop Johan into a room, by the end of the day, there will be money, because he will have enough conversations and serve enough that business will flow to us, right? And for your clients and for the people that you're trying to reach, if you can facilitate them having conversations, their business grows, they love you. There's the wins all the way along, but it's conversations that are the key. Getting that piece communicated well enough. That's what we sell. We don't sell search. We don't sell credits. We don't sell leads. We sell conversations. And if you can start enough conversations with enough of the right people, ain't nothing can stop you. Truth. Cool.
Brilliant. I love it.
I love that.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Cool. So so let's go forth and sell conversations. I think that's actually the truth. We had Rory last week. We were talking about his finance client and saying, that client, and a lot, guys, we've been there. We're still there, where the clients look at us as a genuine genie in a bottle, wave our magic wand, and money falls out of the sky. We need to manage that expectation as well. It's like, John, all I can do for you is get enough people to start a conversation. You have to be willing to have that conversation, because if I'm going to have the conversation for you, you're going to pay me a heck ton more money than you are. So, but the reality is that most business owners, if you can put them across the table from their ideal client, they've got a good shot at closing the deal. You just need to be able to tell them that there's a conversation. We're going to start a conversation using AI. We're going to start a conversation with people that are interested. We're going to use all kinds of different ways of getting that conversation to begin. And once I've begun that conversation for you, I'm going to hand it back to you and say, carry on. And again, that's where the value kicks in, where we're not talking about selling credits. How many credits do I get in my package? Let's forget about that for a second. How many conversations do you want to have in a month? Do you care
How
if I
many
spend
can you
50
have?
credits? Yeah, right.
How
Exactly.
many can you have?
Yeah, right. How's your value? Like I saw when you were talking about Kylie, and Kylie, I'm going to introduce you to a group of authors. They've got 4,000 authors in there, and I'm like,
400, 400, 400.
400, 400. You're like, okay, cool. Let's deal with them one at a time. There's not a lot of businesses out there that can handle 10,000 people anyway. So a lot of the time we get caught up on credits, guys, and I feel that all the time when we're having conversations with clients. Oh, how many credits do I get for that thing? What? It's irrelevant. In the scheme of things, it's irrelevant because I'm going to go, you get 500 credits of this pack and you get 1,000 credits of this pack. But what I really want to know is how many conversations do you want to have, right? And, in the pricing that we're dealing with, even David, to your point, convincing him to spend $10,000 a year, right? $1,000 a month to have as many conversations as they need to have when one deal for them is worth 10,000. Like the difference between a $700 credit pack and a $1,000 credit pack is irrelevant, so long as the right conversations can be showing up on their desktop. Yeah, cool, awesome. What else we got, you guys? Carl says, "Preach it." Yeah, that's the truth.
Go, Clay.
So there's nobody else in the world doing this.
Doing what?
Except the people on this call.
What you guys are doing?
I'm sure there are, man. I just don't go looking for them.
No, I mean, I get it. It's just, because when I spoke to people about it, they're like, yeah, yeah. And I think they were just agreeing with me because it's yeah. But that's just me thinking behind my head. I was like, they don't know what I'm talking about.
I am constantly amazed. I'm constantly amazed. So we mentioned Apollo before. We mentioned ZoomInfo. There's smart leads. There's clients out there doing this. But I'm constantly amazed when we do a sales call, and Johan will send me the recordings of these sales calls quite often. And we're talking to a business that's doing $600 million in this particular industry, and they're doing this, and they've been around for 35 years. And we show them something as simple as the people search, and they go, "Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh, I can't even believe that." And I'm going, really? Like I think probably in the last 4 years, Johan, correct me if I'm wrong, you do more sales appointments than any other person I've ever met in my entire life. So let's just say that you're doing 5 days a week. I would say you're doing, I'm going to be generous. You're doing 10, let's say you're doing 10 a week, you're doing 500 a year, you've done 2,000 sales appointments. I would say in those 2,000, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, less than 10 would have said, "Oh, this is like ZoomInfo," or "Oh, this is like Apollo." Am I wrong?
It's probably two. Two have said, "Oh, this is like that." And most 99 to 90% have never seen anything like it. So Clay, yes, 100%. People have never seen.
It's so cool.
I often look for other programs like this. There is no other program like this that has all of this functionality. But it's about conveying the message. And we can get caught up in showing them all the cool stuff that's in there. But at the end of the day, they just want somebody who they can, this is the reality of most people. I just need another 10 or 15 or 20 grand this month. How can you help me get that extra 10, 15, 20 grand? And it's like, cool, why don't we do this? Now, I'm going to circle back because we're heading towards the hour. December, January, lull periods generally over here. So we used to run events, and we'd run events called Set Up 2026 to be your best year ever. This is what we're having. This is what we're going to do. This is the value we're going to add. We're going to have, give you all the workbooks and all this kind of stuff, like beautiful, beautiful events. We charge $1,000. And I've spoken about this many times. Charge $1,000, get 20 people in there. And now you got 20 grand for the month, and you deliver in one day, and you've got your money to make sure everything's good in December and January. It's the easiest thing to do. And especially in this day and age with so much technology, so much stuff happening, people want to know the latest and the greatest stuff. It's just, that's who we are. And that's the mindset that we're at. So it's, if I show you, hey, we're going to invite the best of the best in your city to speak on AI for one day, and you're going to walk away with how to set up 2026 with your AI buddy. Might be ChatGPT, right? Or whatever it is. And we're going to give you all the prompts. We're going to give you the workbooks. We're going to give you access to all this other technology. And you're going to walk away with a minimum of $5,000 guaranteed, or you can have your $1,000 back. People will sign up. People will come. And now you got your 20 grand. So There you go.
So see it as a great opportunity to position yourselves as a as a starting block, right? So when everybody's winding down, and as you said, Clay, there's deals to be done. There's entrepreneurs in the office. There are people like there are people right now sitting down with a bunch of papers around them going, all right, I've got to kind of get all this. What am I going to do next year? How am I going to make this happen? And putting an offer in front of them that says, let me help you. Let me get you 20 conversations to your ideal clients next year, every single month. Let's start this process the right way. Like, guys, position yourself now in this kind of last 6 weeks of the year as the reason to have a conversation with me over this time is so that you can be ready to launch 2026 with your best year ever. Like, get your messaging out there with that kind of thing, and book some meetings between now and the end of the year and position yourself in that way. Clay, go for it.
Holiday parties. Holiday parties, everybody's in a good mood. All the things that you avoided to want to slow down show up at every last one because people want to talk. You haven't seen them all year. They've been busy. They're more relaxed. And they were like, hey, man, what have you been up to? I'm glad you asked.
Nice. I love it.
Man,
Absolutely.
I gotta say, I've never seen as many deals get done as I did in the 2 weeks that we were in Dallas. And the
Mhm.
deals get done at the bar. So over here in Australia, deals are done over Zoom. Over there in Dallas, everyone's just clinking the glasses and having a drink and doing deals. And I'm like, wow, what a different culture it is. It's crazy. It's awesome.
It's so great. Do
So
you
yeah,
remember that we sat at a table at breakfast, and like we're literally just about to finish the breakfast, and like as we're reaching down to grab our bags and head off, three guys just accosted us. They were like, boom, they're sitting down at the table. We're like, look up and go, hey fellas, and they're like, so we need to do a webinar with you, and we're like, all right, that's great, fantastic, let's go. So okay, cool. It's amazing. But yeah, guys, and again, don't fear this period. Like, capitalize on it. Position yourself as the reason to meet people, to get them prepared and ready to launch their 2026 moving forward. Awesome.
Absolutely.
dude, I got one more little hint and tip as well. So do you live near any so it would be like WeWork. You know what WeWork is, right?
Oh, that's shared office spaces. Yeah.
Shared office spaces where lots of people get together and
Yep.
they yeah, I think it's called WeWork. I think
Yeah.
they might have collapsed. But anyway, so
Wasn't there a
but
Netflix about it?
yeah. Anyway, so I contact so two pieces of the puzzle. I contacted one of my favorite softwares, and I said, "Hey, I want to run an event, and I'd love to give away some merch of yours at the event. Would you be happy to sponsor the event?" And they said, "Hey, how many people are you going to get?" And I said, "Oh, we're going to get about 75 CEOs and da 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 da." Anyway, then I head off to Dallas and I come back and my wife she's like sending me videos. She's like, "What the hell did you order?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "There's boxes at our house." So these guys sent me boxes of hats, shirts,
Merch.
bags, and just all this merch. And I've got big giant boxes sitting in the front room just because I asked, right? I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to run an event. This is who's going to be there. I'd love to talk about your business," because they know I love them. And now they've sent me all this merch. So now I'm like, "Oh man, now I got to run
This
an
is your
event."
hands. How to get free clothing forever.
Now I could run an
So
event. So I contacted the manager who runs this effectively the WeWork thing over here, and I'm like, "Hey man, can I come and do a seminar on artificial intelligence and where it's going to go through, in the next for 2026?" He's like, "Please." And he goes, "How much are you going to charge us?" I'm like, "I'm not going to charge you anything because I'm making money off the affiliate stuff, right? I'm not going to charge you anything." He's like, "Really? How many of these can we do every month?" I'm like, "Wow, what a hack is that?" So,
Yeah.
guys, you can call up these guys because they've got all these businesses. They got to add value because the businesses are paying them to be at these things. You can go and announce that you're running an event which
Really
is
good
going to
point.
upgrade all those businesses. And then you can do that every month. And by the way, it doesn't have to be you. You can bring in speakers. They can, you can do a 1 hour event, a 2 hour event, whatever it is. And now you're going to have all of these things with, let's say the one that's next to my house, 2 minutes from here, there's 400 businesses that are there. And so he's like, "Dude, come here, put up a banner, announce when it's going to be, and we'll fill the room for you." Ta-da.
That's
So
so cool. That's really cool.
it's a
Just
great
like
idea.
that's another source of people that are desperate for, like, run a lead gen mastermind once a week, once a month, or once a quarter, or whatever, and just leverage that, as you said, because they're looking for people that are, they're charging their space rental. They want to add value. What a great way to go. Very, very cool.
Oh,
And guys, don't forget
that's
to
cool.
design your own rooms as well. Like, bring the people in that you want to be able to pitch to. I remember before Johan and I started working together, and the business that I was in at the time was going through some tough times, and I was talking to Johan, and he said, "Man, just put on a breakfast." And I'm like, "What do you mean, dude? I'm trying to swing for the fences here." He's like, "Just put on a breakfast, get some muffins and some coffee, invite 10 CEOs to sit around a boardroom table and do a pitch." And I'm like, "Okay." And I just like I think I had 6 or 7 turn up, but put on a couple of muffins and coffee. It cost me less than $100, and put it on in a community center and just had 6 or 7 people around the table. We ended up closing 2 deals and, you know, move the needle. So there's all kinds of opportunities out there, guys. I have a message here from Kyle just to finish off with a little tech piece. So, guys, there's been an update to the software. You would have seen lots of menu changes and that kind of stuff. We're in the process of doing all the new tutorial videos and the new white label support videos for that as well. We've just kind of reorganized it to be a little bit different. One of the things that's massively changed is our autopilot system and our AI agents, which is what we used to call our workflows. So if you're in the tool, and this is a really great time to make sure we're recording this one. The AI agent workflows, you'll find them now in our AI tools section, and you'll find it here in the AI agent. And what this system allows you to do is create automated programs for your clients, for yourself as well. So what we talked about before was packaging up a certain amount of conversation starters for a business. Mr. Client, I'm going to get you 20 authors per week, and I'm going to start conversations with them for you on autopilot, right? So the brand new AI agent system, if you come up to the top and click on new, give it a name. So this is demo 123. This is a demo. You're going to put a description in here. And what we now do is we build an entire workflow inside of a drag and drop canvas. Okay, so we say, okay, great. What kind of people are we looking to start conversations with? And you can start just by dragging on these different types of searches. I'll go through that in a second. We also have pre-built recipes that you can start with. So for example, if you wanted to create a pre-built recipe for you, for your clients that does competitive intelligence, you can literally just start with this template and it will build it for you. You can obviously customize it from there. Starting from scratch, we say, okay, cool. I'm looking for CEOs. So I might already have a list, or I can create a list, say, okay, or my authors list as this example. And my workflow trigger is an autopilot search. So I'm going to be running this automatically. Okay. Now we say, okay, I'm looking for authors. I'm looking for speakers. I'm looking for CEOs. I'm looking for marketing managers, whoever it is that I'm looking for. I'm looking in a particular location, and let's get 20 at a time. And I can again filter down using all of my advanced filters on revenue, or find me people that have got specific skill sets, or et cetera, et cetera. Once we've set up our parameters, now we tell it, once I've found the person, what do you want me to do next? And you'll notice that the search is now grayed out because we can only have one search, but all of the actions are now available. So we might say, okay, let's filter by, find me people who's, whatever, what might be a place. But we say, okay, hey, AI, go and research that person for me. So we've got our research prompts that we've been able to create. So AI, once I've found the person, now I do the research. Great. What do you want me to do next? Well, next I want you to do that author prompt, because that was one that I wrote specifically for this particular client and I'm ready to go. So find the person, summarize them using AI, run that author prompt for me, and then write me an email specific to that particular person, all right, for that particular research that's happened. And then what's my last step? My last step might be something like, and once I've done all that, send it to, now if they haven't got GHL, we might say send it to Zapier, or send it to N8N, or send it to a Google worksheet, okay? But I might just say then send it across to my CRM and I'm good to go. Now, you set that up for your client. One of the most impressive things that you can do is have your leads on autopilot, right? Running not just for your clients, you guys, but for you as well. If this is running in the background, now, what if you got a 1% response rate from your emails? All right. What if you got a 1%? We've got applications running at the moment where we're getting like 40% open rates and 16% clicks. But what if you got 1%? And you could set this up to run with 50 emails a day. It's 250 a week. All right. So you're getting, doing my maths, 10 conversations a month started on autopilot for you and your business. If you had 10 more conversations this month than you had before, would that be a good month?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, right? Hell yeah. And do you not feel that your clients would say the same thing? So this is the drag and drop AI agent builder. And when you set this up for you and you sell this as a system to your client, you can build this all out. Mr. Client, what I will do for you is create a targeted search with deep research on the results, where I find all of their social media and contact information and details about the company. And then I'll set AI to write a personalized, hyper intuitive outreach to them. Then I will filter it. I'll do this. I'll put it into a CRM. I'll hit send for you and I'll monitor the replies. And I'll do that 50 times a week to ensure that you've got visibility of new opportunities coming through your sales pipeline all the time. Now, as we talked about last week, and then I will text message anybody that's interested, whoever visits the site, I'll put them into a different campaign. I'll do all of that. That's great. I'm just talking about, for a start, what I will do for you is target, search, research, analyze, write, hyper personalize, and hit send 250 times a week to your ideal client. I charge a $2,500 setup fee and $7.99 a month. When do you want to get started? Right? If you can have just 10 more conversations, you're gonna move the needle for a business owner. So that's our new AI agent workflow. And again, what you can sell to your client is that you have a system that an AI agent does the work for them. Right? And you can use all the psychological tricks in the book, such as you never have to pay them sick leave. They never take days off. They do not come up with excuses. They will run for you every single day. They will work for you every single day, and they will not miss. When do you want to get started? All right. So you're not selling a software program. You're selling a staff member that's doing targeted outreach, research, and connections, and starting conversations for you. All right. So guys, hopefully that's helpful. Lots of new stuff coming through. You'll see some great new additions as we continue to work through. As always, thank you for your trust and for your custom. Get out there and share the word. If you'd like to be an affiliate for White Label Suite, a lot of our white label resellers don't have the infrastructure to support the client. If that's you, let us take care of all of the client onboarding and all that kind of stuff. And we'll just send you 30, 40, 50% commissions in the background. So if you want to recommend us, please do it. If you want to take your white label and take it for a spin, please do that and let us know how we can help you. All right, guys, thank you so much for the opportunity to come and say hi. We'll see you on next week's call. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.